Johanna, if I'm serious about electric, I think I'm going to need to install a home charger.
Glad to hear it.
I was hoping you'd be able to advise.
Of course, I'm more than happy to help, having been through the process myself.
Good. Now, I love the idea of having like a fuel station at my home. That's
Yes.
how I'm seeing it. Because we do it with our phones, don't we? We
Yes.
plug them in overnight and leave the next day fully charged. Being able to do that with your car is just so convenient.
Exactly.
So I have some questions.
Okay, fire away.
There seems to be a lot of choices out there.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But look, I know it can be a little overwhelming, but Jaguar is keen to make installing a charger at home very straightforward for customers. So they recommend a charge point charger, of which there are 2.
What's the difference?
Okay, I actually have 2 with me if you want to come take a look.
So what have we got in here then?
So ChargePoint has provided me with 2 examples to show you.
They're much smaller than I thought they would be, actually, but very neat and compact.
Yes, robust but simple and a very elegant design.
So before you explain the differences between the chargers, I'm guessing all this information is online as well.
Yes, so if you go to the Jaguar website, again, it's going to be all clearly laid out. So lots of information, not only about the home chargers, but also about the network and the public charging stations.
These chargers look identical to me, so what are the differences?
Okay, well, both are level 2 chargers rated at 32 amps. This one plugs into the wall, which is actually kind of perfect for a space like yours.
Yeah. So what is the other one that you've brought along?
It's essentially exactly the same except hardwired.
What does hardwired mean?
Again, it can be used indoors, but primarily it's for outdoor use. So the cabling from the charger to the power supply will need to be chased into the wall so that it protects the electrical connections from the elements. So the advantage of the one that you're considering, the plug-in version, it's that you can take it with you when you move house.
That's good to know for the future. It's almost like having a transportable fuel station.
Exactly.
If these are level 2 though, I suppose the obvious question is, what does level 1 mean?
Okay, so a level 1 refers to using the supplied cable and plug with your EV and plugging it into a standard domestic power supply,
Right,
so
okay.
a 120 volt outlet. Now, that typically takes about 6 times longer to charge your vehicle than level 2 charging. So
All right.
let's get this one.
This
out.
one, the home charger.
Go
Should I grab
ahead.
this?
Yes,
All right.
please.
Is that all we need?
Actually, would you mind closing the door?
Of course.
Thank you. Yes, this is it.
I think the home charger is definitely the way to go for me.
That's what's important. Now let's find a place to put it.
Initially, I thought about putting the home charger over that side of the house, nearer the house actually,
Okay.
but then I realised because it's quite a big garage, I thought it'd be a better idea to have it possibly here so it kind of supplies both bays.
Well, you can specify the length of the charging cable, so these have 25 foot, but you can opt for an 18-foot cable.
All right, so does this just plug into a normal wall socket?
No, so you'll need to speak to a certified installer who will recommend what's called a Nema 650 outlet.
Okay.
Yep, it's basically a 40 amp service that's run from your breaker panel.
It does sound like a job for an electrician, and you do say certified.
Yes.
How do I find one? How do I know they're certified?
Well, again, Jaguar are on hand with this. They have a recommended partner for the setup and installing stage, so the Jaguar website will refer you on to them.
They thought of everything, haven't they?
Yes, well, this partnership is very useful in connecting the customer with the most appropriate installers in their area. So for starters, all of their installers are vetted, trained, and accredited by them, and their work is guaranteed.
I've got it here. This really is peace of mind.
But you know what? Just looking around,
Yeah.
your home is relatively new, so your electricity supply and wiring should be compatible.
Yeah, my breaker box actually into the house is just outside of the garage, so I'd imagine this would be quite a straightforward job.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. A certified installer will recommend and fit dedicated circuit breakers for the home charger. Now, the socket needs to be positioned about 12 inches below where your charger is going to go and upside down so the cable runs neatly up to the charger. So if you want to position it here, your certified installer is going to have to run a cable through conduit, or you have it routed inside the wall. Either way, they'll provide a quote for the work.
All right, but say, for example, I lived in a property that needed more substantial upgrading of its electricity supply to accommodate the 240 volt charger. What would that involve?
Look, again, a certified installer can talk a customer through their particular circumstances. Now, a city permit may need to be pulled for the work or a site visit for inspection and sign off, but An accredited installer can really organize all those things for you.
I can see the value in that. It just saves time and hassle, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, they have a very useful customer questionnaire to determine your domestic situation. So questions about your power supply, etc. It helps them assess your personal situation. So with this information, they can often get installers to quote based solely on the data you provided.
That's great. I guess that means you don't have to gather quotes yourself.
Exactly.
So I can skip all of that and arrange
Yes.
for an installer to come and do it all for me if I don't want to go through the questionnaire.
Well, that's not a problem at all, actually. You can call a certified installer directly and book an appointment for them to visit.
All right, anything else I need to know about installation?
Yes, these charging stations use Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to connect to your iOS or your Android phone. So what you need to do is consider placing it so it can pick up the Wi-Fi signal.
Right, make sure I've got signal. So that means then I can start it talking to my smartphone.
Yes, absolutely. And as well as the Jaguar remote app. For setting charging times and levels, ChargePoint has a similar app for scheduling charging and setting reminders. It also will remotely and automatically update the station as new features become available. It's actually very clever.
I love it, and actually researching EVs and home charging has been really interesting.
Great.
And using the Jaguar website has been really clear. So thanks very much, Joanna.
My pleasure. Now, will you be purchasing a home charger then?
I think the opportunity to wake up in the morning with a full tank of battery power is just so appealing.
It is.
And in fact, as soon as you're gone, I'm going to get back on the website.